I'm going to make a hot and spicy gravy because I'm going to be cooking a Vindaloo, and the recipe I'm using has this as the base stock. So what I'm using are 3 red onions, half a red pepper which I've diced up, I've got 2 cloves of garlic, I've got an inch piece of ginger which I've finely diced up. Behind the oil I'm using, which is just sunflower oil, I've got a tomato, I've got a medium carrot, I've got some coriander which I'm going to chop up and add in, and on my plate here I've got 4 green chilies which are fairly fiery. I've got turmeric, 1 teaspoon, 1 teaspoon of coriander, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and 1 teaspoon of curry powder. So the first thing I'm going to do is just add in all of my spices into a small teacup, and we're just going to make a little paste with some water. So I've just poured all of my spices into this teacup, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to add a splash of water. I'm using a tablespoon to start with, and all I want to do is just mix that with a spoon into a little paste. If you need to add more water, which is what I'm going to do, feel free to add another tablespoon or so. There you go. So that's much better. Use 2 tablespoons of water for this one. And what we're after is a little paste. All the spices in mixed. There we go. That's what we're after. And that's what we're going to fry with our onions. Right, so my oil's heating up. First thing I want to do is add in my garlic and ginger mix. Get that stirring around. We don't want anything to burn. So as soon as the oil is infused with the garlic and it starts to look like it's going to turn, that's when we want to add in our spices. So fry off your spices. It'll give a great smell to your kitchen when you're doing this. Now that's going. What I want to do now is add in my onions. We're going to stir. We've fried our garlic and ginger. We fried off our paste so it doesn't taste raw, and all the spices are cooked. Then we've added our onions in. Now what we're going to do is just stir fry these on a very low heat so they don't burn, but they soften nicely, and that'll take about 10 minutes. So that's what we're going to do now. Now our onions have softened down nicely. We can add the rest of the ingredients now. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to throw in my tomatoes, my carrot, my peppers, and my chilies. Now with my chilies, I'm not going to cut them up because they'll be very hot. A method around that is to spike the chili through the flesh. It lets out a little bit of heat, but not too much. because it's the seeds and the white membrane inside the chilies that causes the heat. And these are fairly hot chilies anyway, so I'm just stabbing the skin here. That will let a little bit of heat out, but not too much. There you go. So what I want to do now, I'm just going to fill this up with about 2 pints of water. So what I want to do, I want to just bring this up to a simmer. And once that starts to simmer, I'm going to leave it uncovered and I'm going to cook it for about 45 minutes to an hour. That will reduce some of the water in it, but it will leave me ample that's left. And all I'm going to do then is blitz it with a stick blender, and we'll use that as a basis for our curry base. So the next thing I want to add is the stalks of my coriander. I'm not adding the leaves in just yet, but the stalks will add flavour. If I had roots of the coriander on my plant, which a lot of supermarkets in the UK do not sell for some reason, I would wash them and then I would use the roots of the coriander in my stock as well. Now this has been simmering away for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes now. I'm going to let this simmer another half an hour. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to add my coriander in the top, chopped coriander, add a handful, give that a stirring. So my curry gravy that I'm going to use for my curried vindaloo is now cooked. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a stick blender just to blitz the vegetables up. They were too good to throw away. I'm going to thicken this up a little bit once the vegetables break down. This turned out quite nice. It actually looks like a thick curried vegetable soup. I'm just going to have a quick taste. Yeah, that's quite spicy now. It's obviously the chilies are doing its work. It's a lovely flavour though. It's not too hot, but it will leave a little coat of spice on the back of your tongue. So what I've got here, I've just got some old takeaway containers that are clean. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pour my gravy that we made into these containers. I'm going to let it cool down, and I'm going to freeze them. You don't need all of this, it's made 2 pints, so we only need a pint. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a lid on here and let this cool down before I stick it in the freezer. But in the meantime, I'm going to label what it is and what date it was made, just so you've got a note of what is in the container.